Yo! We are live! What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? This is our second stream of the day. I love getting into the swing of things. This midweek swang, my Wednesday afternoon. We went live earlier today at about 8 a.m. Sydney time. Earlier in the morning, I uploaded our breakdown, prediction, and analysis. So there's a new Stats Don't Lie video, guys, up and on the channel. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it now. Imam Khatib, Adam Deans, that's up and live. I'm also uploading today Diego Pacheco and Kevin Sadjo. It's some fun tape, dude. I mean, I just got done watching Sadjo's tape to get reacclimated with the big fella. Some fun fights coming up. Dwayne Styles in the house. PJ, my guy. PJ, the promoter. The Discord popping. You guys are beasts, dude. Everyone's tapping in. Let's get this. Let's get this. Yeah, you guys are beasts. So, if you read the thumbnail, upsets and props, what I'm going to do is in this live stream, I'll stay on track for like the first 10 to 15 minutes, right? I'll stay on track. I'll keep it in the pocket, and then I'll leave it open to you guys. If anybody wants to come on and spit game, if you guys have any of your random questions. So I'm going to just get right to it because I see PJ's asking questions. PJ's back to business, and King of Fitness coming back from work. Guys, when you are tapping in, can we give a thumbs up? I just have to, remind everybody some of the housekeeping stuff. Like the video, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, 6 months ago when YouTube was telling me 80% of people, if you watch my Stats on Live videos, you see one of the spiels. I say, guys, Google, YouTube tells me 80% of you guys who watch my content haven't subscribed. We got that number down to 60%. So I guess Google Analytics, YouTube, they send me, the content creator, sort of tips. It actually works. So I say thank you. So we got it down to 60%. So if you are one of the 60% who consistently watches, what I do here, maybe you haven't realized you haven't hit subscribe, do that. It helps the channel grow. We're approaching 27,000, which is crazy. 27,000. I'm happy with the 12 people on the stream right here. My favorite thing is our Discord. My favorite thing is our community we're growing. So the link for the Discord is pinned right there. It's only a couple bucks a month. If you guys are in the Discord, you know the value is there. It's not just gambling. It's betting strategies. It's community. It's not just boxing. It's MMA. It's NHL. It's NBA. It's American football. Baseball season's coming. We have me and Gil. Shout out to Gil, our moderator behind the scenes. We're figuring out how to do a Super Bowl parlay. Maybe we'll do a whole playoff parlay. We got the basketball tournament. So it's evolving. We're 4 months in. It's evolving. I say thank you. Also, guys, you guys have been hearing me promote it the last 24 hours. I apologize. I'm just excited about it. We launched YouTube's first ever 24/7 boxing news network. Boxing News Now is live on YouTube. I'm actually watching it on my screen. It's kind of like my baby. It's a 24-hour live stream on YouTube. All the breaking news, all the updated odds. And for boxing nerds like myself, this is a product that I needed. This was something that didn't exist. I would talk to my buddies behind the scenes like, fuck, man, how come we don't have a site for boxing heads that we could go to and see what's going on a daily basis? And we created it. So I'm very excited about it. We launched it 24 hours ago. We got about 50 subs. It's going to be a slow burn. Use this, guys. If you guys are betting on fights, analyzing fights, tuning into the content here, use it as a tool. Use it as a product. It's going to constantly evolve. And Boxing News Now is that site. All right, the spiels are done and dusted. I'm going to get to the comments. Everybody's tapping in. PJ, Dwayne's training. Dwayne's a savage in the gym. I just did my deadlifting for today, Dwayne. I'm doing my 1-rep block max out. It's about 6 to 8 weeks. Working my way back up to about 217 kgs on my deadlift. I pulled 204.5 today. So my trap bar deadlift, 1-rep max today was 204.5 kilos, which is about 452 pounds. So I'm excited about that. I'm an old head, though. That old man strength. Who wins, Bojack or the other guy? I think you're referring to... We'll pull these odds up real quick. So I think PJ is returning... I think you're referring to Badu Jack, but I like Bojack. Who winning out here? That motherfucker Bojack or that other homie. Bojack is fighting Nara Mikalian. I'll pull it up for you boys. Narer at stage. Here we go, boys. So these are the current odds. First fight was close. First fight happened maybe earlier in the year in Riyadh. Badu Jack, old head, 42, champ, cruiser. Mikalian, neither one of these guys have been the most active. I'm probably leaning on Mikalian. Mikkel John. I've heard his name. Mikkel John, Mikalian, Mikkel. Yeah, so that's not my official prediction. Sent from Pet Sweden in the house. Johnny, maybe a question I should ask later on today, but I've been thinking about this for a minute. You think Sky Nicholson is stronger to new weight class? Yeah, she is stronger, guys. I mean, stats don't lie. We've seen look, sent from Pet. It's a good question. She looks more comfortable at 122. She's fighting Juliana Luna Avia. She is an 8-1 favorite. This is something we must remind ourselves in terms of media or promotional darlings, is that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom need Sky. She's much more marketable with a higher knockout to win ratio. So I'm not trying to be conspiratorial or create conspiracy theories. But that being said, I'm not against playing her by stoppage here based on some of that stuff. So, yeah. Terry, Miami in the house. Terry Lance, Miami in the house. Great city. One of America's greatest cities. Miami's like its own country, though. Every time I go to Miami, some of my good friends live there. So when I'm coming back to America in February, boys. So every time I go back to America, I stay in Long Beach for a few days. Then I'll fly to see my family in Ohio. Then I'll pop down to Miami. Then I'll pop out to Vegas where I used to live. And then I catch the little flight back to LA and back to Sydney. But some of my good friends live in Miami. And every time I'm there, I'm like, this shit is not America. Miami. Miami is America like Hawaii is America. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Terry. I appreciate you. I'm part of that 60 site. I appreciate you guys. Sky Nicholson, set from Bet by TKO Mercado under 5. And I think so. Guys, look, we talked about in our first live stream. Look, if you're taking your bankroll, if you guys are smart about this, this is one of those weeks where I wouldn't really be sabotaging the bankroll. I would, maybe take, because it's not always about picking winners or losers. It's not always about, finding underdogs. Sometimes it's about managing that bankroll and then understanding throughout the year what, based off of what the fight matchups are week to week, what you're wagering. Like, I don't wager the same amount week by week. Some weeks I'll wager more. Some weeks I wager less. Some weeks, I'll pick winners and losers. Some weeks I don't bet. Now, I have to be honest with you. It's been a long time since I took a week off. I actually took a week off like 4 weeks ago. I forget. You guys can find the receipts. I told you guys I wasn't betting, but I still broke tape down. So my point is, create your own systems as well. This, for me, is one of those weekends in boxing where there's a lot of fights to bet, but I'm not going full bankroll. I'm probably going to be taking more risks with higher odds this weekend that are going to be way riskier than I am trying to be perfect. It's just because there's a lot of these 8-1, 9-1 fights, and you're going to have to get fancy to find a winner. If you're not comfortable with a $1.27 return, do you want to be perfect? Do you want to be the best bettor in the world and get 100% right on $1.27? Do it. But this isn't one of those weeks. This is one of those weeks for me that you could take a risk at, finding some method of victories. You could take a risk at some over and unders. Don't bet too heavy and see if you get it right. It's just one of those weeks. I think when you see all these matchups, I'm watching the live stream right now. Amon Khatib versus Dane, 7-1. Gumont versus Seni, 7-1. You got Look at our website, dude. Our boxing news now updates the fights. I'm getting the odds from the seven. Kubrat Gassiev 2-1. Reyes versus Nikkei 5-1. Arturo Papica, he's a 3. Dude, Caesar Vaca, I think, is live against Popoca. Chev Clark 12-1 favorite. Tito Mercado 7-1 favorite. Sky 9-1. So there's a lot of these big favorites. I don't mind the Sky stoppage. I don't mind Tito under 5.5. So when we start locking these things in, I'll start posting. Tomorrow is my Thursday morning. I'm going to start posting my bets. I like an upset. There's a couple dogs I like. Joe Cordina, $1.32. See, I have Cordina. Somebody sent me odds. Are you guys getting Cordina as the dog on your book or what? Because one of my boys was like, Cordina's live. And I was looking at the odds. I was like, Cordina's not, he's the favorite. My bad. Maxie Hughes. Maxie Hughes is fighting an 11-0 Usmanov. Anybody tape Usmanov? Bakadir Usmanov. Let me pull those odds up. Because we won a lot of money on Maxie Hughes, his last fight against Archie Sharp. I take flowers for that one. I know some of y'all didn't believe me. You know, we were up on Maxie. Okay. Maxie versus Usmanov. So you have to think that it's kind of interesting how you got Cordina traveling on this card. You got Maxie Hughes traveling on this card. Papa Eddie Hearn was like, yo, motherfuckers, y'all cast is traveling. Y'all coming in as the B-side. In Cordina's instance, he's the favorite. But Maxie coming off a big win when he was the B-side against Archie. Maxie put his hand up, I bet you, for this. I bet you Maxie Hughes put his hand up for this. Bakadir Usmanov, I watched his last fight. He's 11-0. Maxie Hughes at almost 3-1, man. He might be live. What do you guys think? I'm catching up. Brendan, there you go. I love when this happens, when I'm not caught up on the chat and I'm reading a fight and the chat and we're aligned. I didn't see that until right now. Childish Gambino. Okay, so Terry likes Badu. It was a close fight. It was a close fight. Sky, this is right. Sky Boolean Cans. That sounds like a punk rock band. Sky Boolean Cans. Sky pillow fisted Terry, but her last two fights she's won by stoppage. And look, I'm not saying that all of a sudden Sky's a big puncher. We know she's not. And there's a lot of things about Sky's game that I actually don't like. People talk about her having good feet. I don't think so. She moves a lot. She uses the whole ring, but her feet aren't, I wouldn't say she has good feet. She looks uncomfortable sometimes when she's using the entire ring. I will say as of late, I have noticed adjustments in her entrances and her offensive output with her being flat-footed and sitting on her punches more. You know, 2-0, 122 pounds. What I said earlier, I mean it. I'm not trying to be conspiratorial. I think we all know Matchroom and Eddie, they need Sky to have a higher knockout to win ratio just for marketing. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked to play this. Let's see what the play is real quick. Let's see if we could get it. You know, if you're playing trends as well. Now, granted, you guys always know the only female I usually ever take by stoppage, her name is Gabby Fundora. Gabby is her. Sky Nicholson is not Gabby. But, you know, what have you done for me lately? 2-0 in her last two with 2 stoppages. Against Sky Bullion Cans. New punk band coming out of San Antonio, Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Sky Bullion Cans. This is a punk band releasing their new LP to iTunes, Spotify. You can catch them on tour this coming new year in new cities near you. Sky. I mean, I'm not throwing shit at a wall and seeing if it's gonna stick. 4 to 1. to get stopped. She's not a big puncher. We know that. It's just something to think about. Like I said, this is one of those weeks. I'm going a quarter bankroll in this weekend. You know, shit. I know damn well the boys in my Discord and some of you savages on this screen. Let's say one or two things happen. Let's say you forgot to put your bets in, or maybe somebody screwed your parlay and you got Sky fighting Avila here. I guarantee a lot of you boys are going to sprinkle something little just based on those odds for Sky to win by knockout. Because $1.22, why even play the fight? That's what's supposed to happen. But there's a lot of these matchups that, you know, you could get sneaky and tricky to, you know, it could happen. I don't see it out of the realm of possibility. Her working the body, flooding her with volume, the ref having some bougie, scandalous, random stoppage. I could see it. It's Sky. Okay, so you know my area, the Bay in the house. Rolling with my motherfucking strap on the side of me. Don't fuck with the East Bay G's. What you know about that, childish? Dude, people don't even know. You want to get to some real grimy rap. I think I was 10 years old listening to that. Rolling with my motherfucking strap on the side of me. Can't fuck with the East Bay G's. I think that was Spice One. A fucked up childhood's not the way I am. It's got me in the place where I don't give a damn. Yeah, people forget about Spice One. I haven't said the name Spice One in 2 decades. This is why I love the chat. Come to the okay. King, I thought you were in Ohio. Are you in Orlando? Yeah, there are easy money. You know we're gonna do that easy long parlay. We got that. We got the money line joints. There's a big dog coming out the shadows. Breaking Bad comes out like, woo! I taped Usmanov. So what'd you see, big dog? What'd you see? Vadim Musaev and Bengay was added to the card on Friday. My books close out. Brandon, who you like, big dog? Don't be shady. And Nick, don't be shady with what you saw. Give it away. Give that game. All right, here's the boys. I'm an hour from Stockton. Flores is there to sell tickets, not win. Cordina. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, Gambino. Maxi is always a good bet. Grizzle vet, Olympian with less than 50. Bro, we just saw this again. How dare you guys not pull me up on my mistake last week? By the way, you know what? I'm blaming this shit on the chat. Not one person said, "Hey Johnny, you do realize you're going against your own ethics." I'm so salty. Kona Walker. The Kona Walker fight. God damn it. Even though it was a draw. Olympian. Not a lot of fights. Grizzled veteran. We just saw it again. This shit keeps happening. No way I'd be going near Sky. I know, but you guys said that the last 2 fights and we hit. She's fighting a real. Okay. I told you I haven't taped her. How is Usmanov versus Maxi, who's listed as a C-grade fight? Jake Paul, A listed. Don't know. I don't have these answers, Mike from Melbourne. Okay, Sky's fighting a better fighter. Now Gary says it's going to go the distance. Well, Sky fighting the distance. That's the move. Better fighter. You don't have to bet that Sky fight, guys. The most overrated boxer I've seen, to be honest. Yeah, she's not that good. She's not that good. Her feet aren't good. She's not that good. Yeah, don't bet the Sky fight. I don't want to watch the Sky fight. You guys will watch the weigh-ins, though. You think Pacheco would do better? No shit. When did he leave camp? He left Benavidez Senior. I was talking all that shit. See, we need to stay up we should all be up to date on this shit. I didn't know this shit. He left the Pacific Northwest. Diego Pacheco recently parted ways with his longtime trainer and manager Jose Benavidez Sr. in October, ending a successful partnership where Pacheco achieved the top ranking in world title contention. Benavidez Sr. wished Pacheco well. The split led to speculation about Pacheco's next move, with recent training reports hinting at new coaches and continuous path towards championship glory. Even training with members of the Benavidez camp, David Benavidez at times. That sounds contradiction. Huh. No fucking shit. Where'd he go? Spice One. Sky Bully Kansas. That sound hard. Orlando. Okay. Let's just say Hughes better be on his P's and Q's. Kona Walker knocked. Yeah, I know. Kona Walker beat that ass. Nice. I like Manny Robles. I like this move. I like this move then. This is the guy I wanted. I thought that Tim Zhu would go to. Just in terms of styles. I like this move. I mean, I always say I like when fighters make coaching changes after wins. It's something that when you look historically, psychologically, it's kind of like fighters know what they need. You know, he's 24. He knows what he needs. More importantly, he knows what he wasn't getting. And I'm glad that the professionalism and the reverence and the respect from coach and student, I'm glad it wasn't a messy split up. I'm glad it was amicable. I'm glad that both men are wishing each other well. That's what you want to see in our sport. So shout out to the chat for giving me a heads up on that. I like Manny Robles. Dude, when Sadjo dropped Old Mate to the body and started doing push-ups, like, I'm like, Jesus. I'm taping Sadjo right now. Comes out to Nuck. If you buck, Pacheco's in trouble. I don't know, man. I think Pacheco's good. I think Pacheco's leaning into his outside boxing game. Yeah, he's got dude, he has so many variable. The kid is gifted, man. Physically, I haven't done any tape, barely able to watch the lives. It's peak season and work, been busy. Yeah, you got to do what you do, man. We got to keep them lights on. We got to keep them lights on. Them busy. I always tell people, man, no matter what you do in life, your number one priority you have to fill your cup first. Even if you have a wife, if you have kids, you have to take care of you first in a egotistical way. Like, take care of your spirit, whatever you have to do, and then you take care of home. Some of the best advice I was ever given, Johnny, you have to fill your cup first. The only way we can be the best versions of ourselves is if we feel the best way about ourselves. And once we do that, we could then, give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away. Now, let's pull up some of these odds real quick again. Okay, so what I'm hearing from Breaking Bad is like, nah, Maxie Hughes, he's not on upset alert. You think he's going to be picked apart? Diego Rayo left Benavidez Jr., then I believe fought against JR and got dominated. Rayo went to RGBA. He fought that camp. Yeah, but that's GAR. I don't think we could do triangle theories with coaching styles, can we? Rather than putting that outcome, Rayo versus GAR, rather than saying that was a coaching outcome, I mean, that's just GAR is that dude. You know what I mean? That was a hungry Gary Antoine Russell coming off a very close decision loss to Alberto Puello, a fight in which he was up early, and you got to see that performance. He could tell he felt he let that one slip away. That's what I said, and he just took it out on Ryle, beat that boy's ass, belt ass, beautiful performance. One of my favorite performances of 2025, believe it or not. Even though it went the distance, that performance was spectacular. GAR versus look. You guys probably won't, I'm not looking for agreements here, but I mean, Shock Foster's performance against Fulton was one of the better performances in terms of executing a game plan, negating your opponent's strengths, and just dog walking them for the entire fight. You got to put Shock Foster in your top 10 2025 performances against Fulton. I put GAR versus Rayo in my top 10 performances, 100%. And I'd have to categorize those performances, spectacular performances in which the fight went the distance. spectacular performances in which the fight ended early. Then you got, spectacular knockouts. Then you got come from behind. Then you got biggest underdogs of the year. Then you got what I like doing is the worst. I told you guys last week, the worst calls of the year. My worst pick of the year, the worst read of the year. That's where we really find the fun. And yeah, we were eating. We ate good. We ate good in that fight, for sure. Ryo had joined RGB before JR. He was Robert for the. Okay. So, yeah. So, there you go. See, the chat is going to. We have our own fact checkers out here. So, you're saying Diego Ryo was already with JR or was already with Robert before the Antoine Russell fight? Yeah, he was with Robert for the Cruz fight, which he looked great. What did Good say? Pacheco bite me too. So I'm leaning on Pacheco, by the way. The cat's out the bag. I'm uploading Pacheco Sadjo after this, but yeah, I'm not betting against Diego Pacheco. I thought I felt like the fight against Steven Nelson, Nelson taught him a lot in that fight. And when we watched Diego after that fight, in my breakdown of Pacheco's next fight after the Steven Nelson fight, one of the narratives I was using was like, you know what? I totally expect Trevor McCumbee. I was like, I expect Pacheco. And McCumbee was, McCumbee had a lot of shine. McCumbee is a tough out, a really tough, durable cat. We saw that against Caleb, even though he got stopped. The fight with Diego went 12. This will be his 1, 2, 3, his fourth 12-round fight. He's been fighting 10 and 12 rounders almost his whole pro career. Yeah, the dude's been brought up. He has a win, guys. He has a win over Jack Cullen, Manny Gallegos. The Selecki win was a good win. Took Steven Nelson's O. I think he's getting better and better, man. I gotta be honest with you. Let's pull up some let's pull up Kevin Sadjo real quick. Talk about a record. Look at that record. It's insane. For him not to be a household name, to have that record and be 35 years old, we got some questions. We got to answer some questions for you to be 26-0 with 23 knockouts, 35 years old, and not be a household name. Let's see why. Oh, okay. He fought Derval. I like Derval Palacio, mate. Y'all cats be talking. Palacio is the kid who went the distance with Iman Katiev, and he's an Argentinian fighter, really tough guy. So I want to rewatch Sadjo versus Palacio. Did you guys watch that one? That was part of my film study. And not a lot of names that you're going to know. Jack Cullen's on there. You would know Jack Cullen's name. 33 and 12, 30 and 2, 11 and 18, 19 and 1, 19 and 1, 12 and 4, 33 and 10. Yeah, I just think we're going to see levels. I think Diego's going to shine. I think Diego's going to take that O, and he's going to move on. I like Diego Pacheco's game. I like how he's leveling up. So who wants to how about two of you boys come on and debate each other on here? Somebody call if you boys want to call if Nick wants to come on, I put the link in the chat. I attended this fight with Sulecki. That stoppage was fire. Look at who he fought. He fought some cans. It's going the distance. Diego's going to get a stoppage. I'm laughing at PJ. PJ, mate. 14 cents a day. Diego's going to get a stoppage and should have a mass. I agree. Guys, we're 30 minutes in. Let's pull up the other fights. PJ, you know we still love you. All right, let's slowly put together. I'll show you what I'm thinking about. Obviously, this is a fun one. I don't see. I think Katiyev. I think Katiyev stops Danes. By the way, you can check my breakdown. Literally, these guys are almost mirror images of each other. It's just that Danes is kind of like, I think, slightly a level below. I think he's too brave for his own boots. And Amon Katiyev is on he's on that special sauce. Only in our sport where everybody in the world knows that the dude tested positive for gear and he's suspended, but he's still allowed to fight. What the hell, dude? That was almost enough for me because I hate steroid users. I guys, you got to understand something about me. So I've worked as a strength and conditioning coach for over a decade. I'm a lifelong natural athlete. I know what being a natural athlete is. I also have played sports my entire life. So I've been around guys who've taken steroids their whole life. I know what a steroid user looks like. I know what a steroid user sounds like. Steroid users are guys who always say, I ain't never, I'm not, and they're all fucking massive. It's like, I drink water and eat chicken. It's like, bitch, you on drugs. Shut your punk ass up. So it was really hard for me to break down Amon Katia versus Adam Deans because I know that Amon Katia is a drug user. He's he's banned for 2 years. The IBA, he tested positive twice for clomiphene. So that was almost enough for me not to even feature him again because this is the third time I featured him on the channel. The Derval Palacio fight, he hadn't popped yet, and I think he popped after the Morrell fight, but Morrell knew. I'm pretty sure Morrell said something in fight week that he knew, and he didn't care, and he still fought him. So anyway, I hate the worst type of guy, in my opinion, are the guys who cheat, and then they say they don't. Same thing with guys who cheat on their girls. It's just an ethical thing for me. I'm not judging you guys if you cheat on your girls and you lie to get pussy and you're taking drugs and you're doing steroids and telling people you're natural. I'm not judging you. I just don't kick it with you. It's just my own ethical compass. It's just how I was raised. And I'm not perfect. I'm not a gatekeeper of self-righteousness. It's just we all have our own fucking boundaries, right? That being said, I almost didn't feature Iman Katia for this. If you don't believe me, do your research. He's banned by the IBA for 2 years, but in our wonderful, beautiful sport, he's still allowed to fight. Freaking hilarious. I think he stops Danes. Like, all that being said, his body punching, his durability, his conditioning. We've seen Danes get stopped twice. He has 3 losses. The first loss, he fought a guy with the last name Feng, I think, and he got beat pillar to post every second of that fight, lost the decision. Then he gets stopped twice against Albert Ramirez and Artur Beterbiev. And he's just a tough guy. He's going to fight a Katiev right. It's going to be a fun fight. So I'm thinking probably the over. I think Dane should be able to drag Katiev. Katiev, it could be over quick though. So like I said, this is one of those weeks where don't bring your whole bankroll into the game. Money line long parlay, Katiev on the money line. Gumont versus Hisseni, Gumont on the money line. Haven't taped these boys yet. I'll leave this one alone for now. Maxi versus Usmanov. I'll leave it alone for now. This is enough. Come on. Are we really betting this fight? Are we doing this? Gassiev versus Pulev this is in Riyadh, I think. The big boys fighting for what? That IBO. Is it an IBO regular belt or the WBA So it's one of these regular heavyweight title belts. It's not, it matters to them, but it's kind of like Pulev is 138 years old. This is going to be a jab and grab festival. Not even a festival with the B, a festival. So are you betting on it? Maybe. You boys asked me to tape Reyes versus Ngeke. I mean, am I missing something with Landon and Ngeke? I'm leaning on. I might take Vaca here. I'm leaning, and I'm a Papoka guy. I might take Vaca here on the down as my dog. Chev Clark, look at this. What are we doing? What are we doing? We just saw Chev Clark fight Vidal Raleigh in the UK. He got beat every round. Now if this isn't this is a get back fight. 20 to like 20 to 1 dog. Like, come on. Tito Mercado, I think the play for me on Tito, he's going to want to come out on fire. Does he have the artillery, though, to get an early stoppage? Antonio Moran, he's been around forever. Um, I don't know, man. There's a lot of these fights, guys, that it's going to be like, you're going to be pretty much forced to flip a coin on the outcome. And if you're right, you're going to do videos and you're going to say you're the best ever. And if you're wrong, you're not going to say anything. You're just going to, you're no one, people are going to be like, where's so and so at? Where's so and so at? I ain't, anybody see so and so? But if you're right, you're going to be like, I'm the best ever at this. So, that was a fucking like 20-minute rant. You guys are crazy. Jab and grab is a pause. Is it a pause? Jab and grab is a pause. See, I'm still learning. Like jab and grab pause. I'm betting Pulev's fight to go. See, I'm betting we're gonna have to do a tricky parlay then. Cause look at everybody's like second guessing everything now. This is I'm keeping it simple this weekend. Maybe I'm gonna go the old school OG Johnny Stoff route and do a long parlay with favorites. I mean, who's confident going into this weekend? Let's ask that. There's a lot of these weird matchups. It's our sport. We gotta love it. Do you think Pulev fight goes the distance? The boy said it's going the distance. I could see it going the distance. I'll pull up the odds for the gents. Or I'll pull up the isn't Pulev Bulgarian? I always wanted to go to Bulgaria. Is Pulev Bulgarian? He is Bulgarian. I have two friends from Bulgaria. They're the nicest people I've ever met in the world. You look at Kubrat Pulev, he don't look nice, but their culture's like maybe it's the Slav in me. Maybe because my father was from Czechoslovakia, I feel like I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to go to Bulgaria for some reason. War torn, Eastern Europe, hard people, beautiful women. Okay, so he's been stopped twice. I mean, guys, dude, I don't know. Are we betting on this fight? Yo, so we're betting on this fight. Yeah, the boy, hell yeah, Chris. The boys out here crazy. Those Slav Eastern Europeans, boy, they play by a different creed. They got a little different code. That part of the world. Sofia, Bulgaria, you mine. Here's some little facts for you. One of my favorite classes of all time in college. It was a cultural anthropology class. And this section of the semester they were teaching us about ancient traditions. And one of the traditions is when you go to a Western wedding and you see the groom kisses the bride and throws the bride over their shoulder. Like, you may kiss the bride. You kiss, you do the picture, she throws the thing, and the groom throws the girl over the shoulder and they walk off. That's from fucking the Slavs. That's from fucking savages and Neanderthals and cave dwellers when they're going town to town and they're going tribe to tribe and they're seeing the reporter and they're, I like you. You are mine. Throw you over the shoulder, kidnap you. Like like that. That's what basically Pulev did with the reporter. Just out here just kissing strangers, assaulting people in public on international TV. To him, it's normal. Y'all crazy. Yeah, come on. Andrew Tate versus Chase Demore. Is that where we're sinking to, King? King, is that where we're sinking to? I got Maxi taking it out. Usmanov is here. Here's who Maxi's fighting. One of the strangest box rec photos you'll see. Check out my man's mug. Pause. Did I get it? God damn. God damn. This is who he's fighting. 11-5 knockouts. Didn't we just cover him? We covered him when he fought. He fought in the U. Didn't he fight? Did he fight on that Long Beach card? No, he's never fought. No, he's never even left Europe. He's never even left Europe. Oh, so Maxi's fighting in Dubai. Why did I think Maxi was fighting on the same card as Cordina? It's fucking. That's a totally different card. This sounds like one of those fights where, like, Matt, you fighting him, but coach, bitch, you fighting him. But coach, I don't really want to. Bitch, you fighting him. This sounds like kind of one of those things. We'll get it back. We'll get it. We'll get it back. Let's see the. So nobody sees Maxi. I don't see. I don't know, man. That's a Maxi going to Dubai and picking up the dub as a 2-1 dog against that Olympic. But guys, think about statistics. Lots of amateur fights, not a lot of pro fights. Favorite. I don't know. I might sprinkle on Maxi. How many times do we need more evidence of this happening? Pat McCormick versus Conor Walker. Another one. When you look at the records. How many more examples, guys? Conor Walker, 23 pro fights, fights Pat McCormick, what, under 10 pro fights, an Olympian, amateur pedigree. Conor Walker's the dog. He wins the fight. Badr Gaziev, Jazza, Frankie Rod, Galal Yafai, Sumi Umaha. This is another one. Maxi Hughes. How many times are we going to see this shit in 2025 to where we're not picking up this pattern? Maxi Hughes, what, 37 pro fights? Usmanov, 11? Maxi Hughes, the veteran, the B-side, the underdog. Man, I'm going with Maxi. Pinky and the brain. Da-da-da-da. What do you want to do today, Pinky? I don't know, Brain. The same thing we do every day. Try and take over the world. I agree, but Maxi said himself. Did he say that? Jesus Christ. Did he really say that? He said he's trying to retire. All right, he's cashed out then. Look at us, guys. Sometimes, guys, the love for the game is just too much. You ever just feel that way? It's like when you're trying, you know that you should just, you got like that ex, or not even an ex, you were never really official, you're single, but like she wants you to be official, but you're just having fun, and you had that talk, you were like, look, I let you go be free, and then you keep getting pulled back to her though, and you know it's not good for you long term. You ever feel that way about boxing? We're out here talking about sea-level fights in Dubai between Maxi Hughes, who's talking about retiring, versus an 11-0 Olympian from Tajikistan. I love it. Animaniacs. My shit was with Tiny Toons, boy. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony, and in this cartoony, we're invading your TV. He's Hampton, he's plucky, he's dizzy, devil ducky. Go-go's unlucky, something's insane, and at the Tooniversity, we earn our 2 degree. Arturo Papoca, Gumont, Katayev. I like what you did with Katayev. Badu to go the distance is the same. You don't think Arturo is on upset alert against Cesar Vaca? Yeah, I just made. Did you watch Cesar Vaca versus Sam Goodman? I mean, Not a lot there. I remember when Pacheco was on the undercard. I think it was Jaron Ennis. Was it the Ennis fight? And he was supposed to fight Ennis's stablemate. We covered the fight, and it was going to be a firefight. And his stablemate had to pull out. He had like an eye injury. Hasn't fought since. I think this was on the undercard of Ennis. Yeah, Ennis for Stanionis. And he was a last second. He ended up getting a last second replacement. He looked good, but I mean, his last fight against a guy late, he was like came in on like 14 hours notice. He's a good prospect. A lot of people, I'm high on him. I'm high on Papoka. But this kid really showed me something in Sydney, man. I was impressed by him. I was impressed with his toughness, and more importantly, he could box. I was impressed with his skills against Sam Goodman. He went, he travels across the world and fights Sam Goodman. Let's see what the scorecards were. If you rewatch Sam Goodman versus Cesar Vaca, this is a hill I'll die on, dude. He dropped Goodman, and it wasn't called a knockdown. Yeah, he got beat on all the cards. It was a clean sweep. We hit. I do remember this card. We hit a 22-1 parlay. This card was kind of like the genesis of starting a Discord. I had a 22-1 on this card. I hit every one of these fights right. Um, there was like a D level domestic heavyweight war that we hit at 4-1. But I was impressed with Vaca here, man. I think the fight's gonna be close. Yeah, he could box, man. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know if Popoka, if his boxing pedigree. I think Cesar Vaca is a good boxer, man. For who was it, Merv? For Merv, I'm not pushing back on Merv's bets. All I'm saying is, Merv, if you took these bets and you watched Cesar Vaca versus Goodman and still like Popoka, that's fine. But if you took that because of the name recognition and you didn't watch Goodman versus Vaca, do that for me and get back to me. Popoka looks like he's stuck. Something with him. Something with him. It's Mike. Old timers used to say he's looking for his identity. Stuck between styles, searching for his identity. Does he want to be a body puncher? Does he want to be a slick puncher? Does he want to be a slugger? Yeah, but that sometimes is the double-edged sword when you have a lot of skills. He's skilled, and Cesar Vaca's what 24 years old. Boys, this is a low-key good fight on the down low. Keep it on the down low, whispering. Nobody has to know. Take off polka dot to sweat less. Yeah, I see what you did. I see what you did there. Ricardo Reyes. Teo versus Shakur. Great fight. Great. Both guys are great. Check this link out, Johnny. Did you put it in the Discord? I'm gonna bring the Discord up. Chris, throw that in the Discord so I could share it on the screen. I'll ride with her. I'll slide with her. Flow some dogs from the LBC. All the dogs want to kick it with me. 'Cause I run with Warren G. Blaze the weed, Busters and G. One of them Fridays, low rider, an east sider. Chris, throw that link. You put it in the chat. I don't see it. Just throw it in the Discord so I can see it. I turned into the channel. I've seen Barboza. Yeah, and you know what? I recognize your name, and I missed out. I missed on that one. I was kind of we were still riding the high of ABJ beating Catterall, but I said in my prediction, boys, that it was tough to go against Teo, and when Teo is cooking guys, man, he's tough to beat. What Teofimo's cooking, dude. All I hope, yeah, all I hope is that for boxing is that we get the best version of Teo and the best version of Shakur. That because that's what we want. Both guys. You think it's going to be boring? I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to be boring. I mean, even I don't see how Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur could be boring. If you, I like all the nuanced things about boxing. I like watching those guys figure each other out, watching their foot feints, watching their all their feints up top, their lower body feints, watching their jabs, watching them parry. Who's going to take the lead? Who's going to be on the front foot? Who's going to use the ring? Like watching all of that play out, mate. How could that be boring? I can't wait for that fight. Appreciate you, Ricardo. Appreciate you. Yeah, Ricardo, we don't have an echo chamber here. Like, as you can tell on the chat, we don't all agree. It's one thing that we thrive on is the discourse. Where did my boy, that's right, Jake. You know what time it is. You a real one. Where did my boy go with the link? Chris, could you throw the that link? Some guys, if anyone's in the Discord has that link, maybe I should just search it. Maxie Hughes talking about retirement, but I'll keep how do you're in the Discord, bro. Chris, you signed up. If you're Chris, what you have to do is go to my YouTube, the interface. So go to my interface and type and there's a section on my YouTube called members. And in the members section, you have the Discord link. But we'll do it next live because I'm about to wrap it up, big dog. I'm about to wrap it up. He only lost to Cambosis. He truly was sick. He didn't look right. Dude, Teofimo Lopez, he had a tough fight. There's a couple. I rate. Look, I'm gonna wrap it up shortly. Personally, guys, I rate Sandor Martin. I think I'll say this. I think Sandor Martin's world class. I think he's a freaking nightmare, problem to solve. Super slick, super professional, always switched on. Loses a lot of close fights, but people try to say that like Teofimo winning a really, really, really close decision against Sandor Martin is a bad performance. Sandor Martin, dude, not many people are beating that guy. You saw him in a really, 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 really close fight against Alberto Puello, and that fight could have went either way. And Puello was coming off the victory against Gary Antoine Russell, and Gary Antoine Russell's a world champion. So what I'm saying is, people, whenever you're as skilled as a guy like Teofimo Lopez, or a guy like Shakur Stevenson, or a guy like Devin Haney, or a guy like Tank Davis, whenever you're as skilled as these guys, you're gonna get hate. People are gonna pick you apart. I try to be as fair as possible. I might not like every fight. I'm not a fan of fighters. I'm a fan of the sport. I try to do my best and not get too emotional when I break fights down. It's hard for me to cheer for guys outside of the ring when they're, living their life a certain way. But who the hell am I to be a gatekeeper of self-righteousness? But Teofimo Lopez, as a skilled athlete, you're not going to find somebody as more skilled and athletic than this guy. And then when you got Shakur, somebody that is just a flawless technician with instincts, intuitiveness in the ring that you haven't really seen a lot of guys in your lifetime that could do it like Shakur could do it. So I just hope both men go into this fight. They're both in their physical primes. I hope they're both mentally healthy. I hope they're both 100% healthy, and I hope for fight fans we get to see a classic. I want to see a classic barn burner. I want to see problem solving. I want to see traps. I want to see counters. I want to see adversity. I want to see people overcoming adversity. I want to see Shakur be the nail. I want to see if Shakur could come back from the dead. I want maybe Shakur gets a flash knock. Maybe he gets dropped and has to come back and fight like a dog. I think he has that dog in him. There's so many things that could happen in that fight. So for you to just, and King, you're my boy. King, Orlando, you're my boy. For you to say it's going to be boring, man, I don't see it. I don't see how that fight could possibly be boring. We T Up TV. What is my diet like? To be quick with it, because the boys are savages and be like, we don't care about that boy's diet. We want to talk about boxing. You are Johnny says insider, so I'm going to give you time with that. nutrition's really tough for everybody. It's the hardest part about staying fit, being fit, and living a healthy lifestyle. I simplify it like this. If you have to read it, don't eat it. Real food does not have labels. Start there. If you find yourself eating meals and you're opening them up out of packages and you're reading ingredients, it's not real food. It's processed food. Find real food. So I eat things out of the ocean, things that have walked on the land, things that have, real not humans, things that were alive, right? Plants, fruits, animals. That's what I eat. I also love a lot of clams, oysters, stuff like that too. I guess those would be called invertebrates. Mate, I love Tito versus Oscar. What, dude? I remember I was 17 years old. I think this happened in 1999. Jeremy Gray, a kid who was a sophomore, I was a junior, had a house party. It was popping. Dude, we were betting on. I was betting on fights as a 17-year-old taking bets, and I'll never forget how that fight played out. It was Oscar who jumped out to a huge lead. Jumped out to a huge, was boxing masterfully. Tito Trinidad, one of the best hooks in boxing history. Oscar De La Hoya, one of the most impressive artillery arsenals of all time. I think Oscar De La Hoya is the only. You have Manny Pacquiao is the only 8th division world champion. Is Oscar the only 6th division world champion ever? Oh, dude, you guys fucking forget. Oscar De La Hoya is one of the best to ever do it. He jumps out to this big lead and then just stopped fighting and let Tito fight his way back into the fight. It was a crazy fight. It was a great fight. Man asked for his whole diet. He wanted to know his And on that note, boys, I see you tomorrow. Hopefully, we're still good.